This is the book specialization for a warrior priest. This is not a healer, but instead a defensive support. As such, your main purpose is to prevent allies from taking too much damage. You still have access to some healing abilities, but they're not enough to allow you to sustain a whole group on your own, but they are enough to provide some assist healing. The main component of this specialization is prayers, and so you have 4 prayers, and unlike on Return of Reckoning, they are not toggles, but instead are enchantments that you will apply on allies. They last 1 minute. You have to apply it on one ally. They cost Righteous Fury, and as such you have to be rather selective whenever you're going to apply your prayer in order to not run out of this resource. So I'm going to take the example of Prayer of Devotion. As you can see, I have it applied on myself as an enchantment for 1 minute, and so this enchantment can be dispelled by the enemy. So whenever you have prayers on a life that are being dispelled, you have to refresh them, which will cost you more Righteous Fury, and this is how you can end up running out of it. The way Prayer of Devotion works is not RNG based, but instead it will, every time you use an ability, recover a small amount of health. So this is a small constant heal over time effect. You have a Prayer of Absolution, which is going to gradually provide stacks of enhanced magical resistances. So you will want to put this prayer on an ally which is being attacked by a magical based damage dealer. And then you have here Prayer of Immaculate Flesh, which is the physical equivalent of Prayer of Absolution. Then you have Prayer of Righteousness. This one is an offensive prayer, and the way it works is whenever you attack an enemy, you will deal a small amount of bonus damage. So again, as just like Prayer of Devotion, this is not RNG based. This always trigger for a small amount of bonus damage, and so I'm going to simply show you. I use Wrath, which is basic damaging ability, which restores Righteous Fury. Then I put Prayer of Righteousness to myself, and as you can see, I deal a bit of bonus damage thanks to this prayer, and I can put this on any ally that I want. This ends up, as it lasts 60 seconds, as a decent way to provide assist damage for your team. As I've mentioned, the specialization has access to a certain amount of healing, so there's Prayer of Devotion, then you have Healing Head, not Healing Head, but Healing Hand, which is a regular classic heal over time effect, and you have a third way to provide healing to group mate. Through this passive, you may want to unlock it when building your specialization or not, depending on the choice you will make. The way this passive works is it combines with one of your damaging ability, which is Sigmar's Comet. So you apply this to an enemy, and after 5 seconds, it deals damage to the enemy, and if you have this passive, whenever it deals this damage after these 5 seconds, it will heal nearby allies. And these are your 3 ways of providing some healing for your team. I've said that this book spec is mostly based on prayers, and the other very important aspect for this specialization to prevent group mates and allies to take too much damage is absorb effects. So you have the classic Divine Light, which is a rather strong absorb, very classic absorb effect. And then maybe you have noticed that whenever I apply a prayer to myself, I apply an additional effect. This is a Shield of Faith. Shield of Faith is also an enchantment that can be dispelled. This is an absorb effect, and whenever I use a prayer, I am going to refresh this effect. This means that the idea is when an ally is under pressure, you will want firstly to put the appropriate prayer, and secondly you will also want to use a prayer because this prayer will apply a small absorb to prevent this ally to take too much damage. But at the same time, since putting prayers costs virtue 3, you quickly, when you have a whole group to manage, can run out of virtue 3. You have supplication to help you quickly restore virtue 3, and you also have access to various passive that will allow you to passively recover this resource, but you still can quickly end up run out of this resource. As you can see, you will probably want to repeatedly use Divine Light whenever an ally is being heavily pressured. And whenever you have to deal with this, suddenly it becomes very hard to apply your prayers to your group mates. So the specialization is actually not so easy to manage. It requires proper use of prayers and absorb effects. This Shield of Faith that you will apply can be further improved through passive and tactics, and so for example, if you decide to select to use this tactic, an ally which is affected by your Shield of Faith is also going to get a small bonus to its AP regen. There's another thing that I would like to mention about the specialization is a penance, which is simply a dispel. And whenever you use it, you will apply Shield of Faith. It's possible to repeatedly use it to, even if you have nothing to dispel, you can use it to apply simply a Shield of Faith. If you run out of Righteous Fury, as penance is based on action points and not Righteous Fury. This is, I think, all I had to say about this spec. There's also Vow Silence, which is a 5-second silence that you can apply, and you also have a Smoke Screen, which is simply a dispel ability. All of this can sound a bit confusing, but I'm going to have a few clips to show you how it works in action. There's one last thing that I forgot to mention. Whenever I use Sigmar's Comet, you have noticed maybe that I also apply this effect on target. This effect is marked, and so the purpose of marked is the affected enemy will be taking 15% more damage from any sources. This is something optional that you can unlock through a tactic, and the purpose of it is to allow, combined with Prayer of Righteousness, it allows you to provide assist damage or assist offense for your group. So you are a defensive support which can provide assist healing and also slightly assist your group mates in offense. So this is specialization which is rather open regarding its roles. It's very interesting to play, and I'm going to show a few clips so you can get a better idea on how it plays in actual combat.
Yeah, interrupted and it put my pull on cooldown. So.
Yeah, if you get interrupted, it goes on cooldown.
So this is not a Slayer, this is an Oathbreaker, and this specialization is actually a tank. And as you've seen, I have put the physical-based damage resistances prayer on it, and also the prayer of righteousness. So you see, this is this prayer dealing a bit of damage, and this prayer is actually based on my own offensive stats. So this means that if I increase my offense, this prayer is going to deal more damage, regardless of the ally that I have applied it to. The Marauder is heading to the Bright Wizard. So I apply Divine Light, and also as you've seen, the prayer for physical resistances, as Marauder deals physical-based damage. Prayer of Devotion for healing, Healing Hand, Divine Light for Absorb.
Any spellcast that gets interrupted goes on cooldown.
And here you see I have applied Sigmar's Comet, and as such I have also applied Marked Effect, and so the Marauder is going to take 15% more damage from this Bright Wizard and the other on the left side.
No more free retries every time someone interrupts you.
So the Bright Wizard is being pulled.
That's full. Bye, Zarvix.
I put physical and healing prayers, Divine Light. Now I'm going to use Dispel ability. So I was not fast enough to react here and apply Divine Light. I have to use Supplication. As I've said, you can quickly run out of Righteous Fury.
I'm running.
That's it for this clip. As you've seen, you can quickly run out of Righteous Fury with this specialization. It's definitely not easy to play. It's not maybe not the harder spec to play, but it's not something that you can just press your buttons and it works. You really need to think of what you're doing whenever allies are being pressured. Using Dispel on this Moon Priest and applying Prayer of Righteousness, as this is actually a melee one.
Yay.
I am now going to apply Prayer of Righteousness to additional allies to provide better assist damage. And now I'm going to apply virus effects to this engineer, and as you see, they disappear from him. And this is because the Blackguard is actually dispelling them, which I did not notice at the moment.
You missed me.
And that was it.
Change profile.